Fashion itself is art, but there is a trend in fashion that helps to reveal to people a designer's creativity. So what exactly is the meaning of art in the fashion industry? Where can a couturier's imagination be useful? And can art fashion become a successful business? You can find all the answers to these intriguing questions in the program Gloss on UATV. Increasingly, we can witness how museums and galleries organize exhibitions of modern designers' clothing. This means that such clothing is not especially designed for catwalks. On the contrary, they are works of art. A well-known example of art demonstration is designer Alexander McQueen's exhibition called Wild Beauty at the Metropolitan Museum. It attracted the attention of a huge number of visitors, which forced the museum's administration to extend its opening and visiting hours. The dresses created by the late fashion master are incredible. They attracted the attention of people at the same level of many famous paintings. By the way, their fabrics were so delicate that long-time spotlights could spoil them. So in order to avoid the damaging of valuable objects, the opening hours of the exhibition were limited. What is art fashion? This is a fashion trend that allows designers to express their creative fantasies and imagination and create clothing that are not suitable for everyday life. We combine two worlds, the world of ideas and the material world. For me, art is love. It is a pure feeling that is born free. It is simply born naturally. Designers that work in the sphere of arts often create costumes for artists, theater productions, and performances. This is without a doubt a huge segment in the fashion world.
Мы делаем формат такой дизайн-студии, которая может давать полный комплекс услуг. И в ней существует три направления.
We work in the format of a design studio, providing a full range of services in three segments. Among them is fashion design, photo shooting and video shooting, which includes image photos, video shooting of shows, performances and installations.
Перформансы и инсталляции. Мы работали несколько раз с Джамалой.
We worked several times with Jamala. We designed costumes for Amador Lopez and his Rumberos band. My adornments were worn by Kaska band singer Sasha in the program Dance with Stars. Singer Oля Polyakova appeared in My Beautiful Nimbus from the collection Confused Thoughts in the League of Laughter comedy show. In addition to that, Piano Boy and DJ Sander wear my jewelry. We plan a joint project with the Dach Theater and the Daha Braha band. We want to design something interesting for them. I haven't developed projects yet, but they're in the works. Designer Anna Hulpe develops costumes for many show business stars, but she considers meeting with robot Sophia to be a special success. Robot Sophia has adornments from a new collection dedicated to the Côte d'Azur. I was invited to take part in the pre-party before Sophia's arrival, because its organizers considered my collection Confused Thoughts to be very innovative. Its details are removed, its clothes can transform and become shorter and longer, and its adornments are very impressive. I just wanted to make a handmade gift from Ukraine and give it to the robot to help Sophia talk and walk more quickly, because I believe that handmade things have a lot of energy and power. Where do ideas in this style of art fashion appear from? Many designers said that this is the exact same process as working on ready-to-wear, in French, prêt-à-porter clothing, but it simply takes a lot more time.
Я начала заниматься фэшн-индустрией.
I began working in the fashion industry since my early childhood. It was then that I made a fur coat for my hamster from my mother's fur coat.
Маминой шубы. Я
I design art clothing that will be pleasant for people to wear. It takes me over a month to create a collection. My last one took 7 months.
Я делаю все в своих коллекциях, своих дизайнах.
I create my collections from beginning to end. I purchase fabrics before the process of work starts. I do the tailoring, detailing, and modernization myself.
Процесса работы, да, уже самого раскроя и также детализация и модернизация.
That's why it takes a lot of time. It took me 7 months to create my last collection, which I called Eternal Rays of Light.
Последние вечные лучи света ушло 7 месяцев.
One of the famous fashion magazines recently proposed to Ukrainian designers to create things for a special art release. Ukrainian designers immediately agreed and showed their readiness to face this challenge. The clothing that they designed was so creative and unique that you would not even be able to see anything similar in some standard gloss photos. Many couturiers confessed that they expressed their soul in their art collections. For example, designer Masha Reva caught the attention of readers with her original viscose dress with vinyl applications and plastic shoes. At the same time, Yasya Homenko was inspired by the fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm and movies by M. Night Shyamalan. She created the image of a girl who went into the woods and never came back. There are many interesting designers in Ukraine who know how to correctly balance between art fashion and commercial projects. Among them are Yasa Homenko, Masha Reva, Dina Linik, Olena Burenina, Anna Hulpe, and the young designer Yan Stepanenko. Art fashion can become a successful business, and today many Ukrainian designers have already proven the relevance and demand for their work. Large companies today are ordering presentations that are developed by creative masters.
Art
includes collections for show business and clothing from movies, video clips, and theaters. We have a large niche of show business costumes. It allows us to start up a very profitable business. I moved to Kiev a year ago, and I achieved a lot over that short period of time. And this is the only business that I'm constantly and thoroughly engaged in. Thank God, everything is working out well for me.
У меня все получается.
В рамках шоу для празднования этого события мы делаем...
Within the framework of the show, we designed 3 sets of art fashion for ballet. One group of dancers was dressed in a cosmic style, another one in the fusion style, and a ballerina appeared on stage in the ethno-art style.
И одна артистка была солистка, мы делали такой тоже этно-арт.
Most often, art collections are not sold, but remain with designers who periodically exhibit them in their showrooms or give them upon requests for staging of various performances. Usually, art collections are not sold. They are simply in the hands of designers, who try their best to promote them well. Collections are used for photo shooting and video shooting and for showcases, and little by little, there are results. In Ukraine, like in the whole world, any fashion week or designers competition includes art shows. They are a great opportunity for designers to present themselves and offer unusual images to those who need it. This is how Ukraine meets unique masters, for example, young art designer Yan Stepanenko, whose career began in London and now it is actively developing in Ukraine.
Именно с Мартинса началась дорога именно в costume for performance, который я понял, что для меня изначально начал...
I studied the costume for performance course at the Central St. Martin's College of Art and Design. Initially, I studied the fashion textile design, and later St. Martin's pointed me in the right direction. It was then that I realized that this is my path.
Костюм, и я понял, что это дорога, куда мне надо.
The number of art collections is growing. Ukraine is actively moving forward in the fashion industry. Ukrainian designers are winning world catwalks, and Ukrainian art masters' collections are presented in many European shop windows.
Вот для сравнения возьмем. Арт-номинация у нас была сейчас у нас идет.
If to compare, our competition has been held for 5 years now. We're coming to the final selection. That is, we see our finalists. The first competition was in the categories of art, casual and business. Business and casual nominations became the most popular.
На бизнесе и на casual, на арт было очень мало. Второй год был бизнес.
In the second year, casual took the lead. In the third competition, art was ahead of casual. In the last fourth competition, art was 2 times more popular than the casual and other nominations. Today, we have gained almost half of all applications for art nomination.
То есть подача на арт практически половина всех заявок.
Any designer, especially involved in the art style, deeply in their soul wants to realize their creator's vision of a modern look.
Образ идеальной девушки.
The image of a perfect girl in our world. She wears my adornments, but it's not them that adorn her. She's adorned by her mind, her wisdom, and her position in life.
Ее позиция в жизни.
Anna Hulpe's last show at Ukrainian Fashion Week was mainly focused on movement. This was how the designer wanted to express her idea to present her new jewelry collection.
Я представила коллекцию, которая называется...
I presented my collection called Feel More Than Nothing. It's a play on words like pardon impossible to execute, where a comma alters the meaning of the sentence. Actually, Feel More Than Nothing is the same because I wanted to bring people as close as possible to my works, so that they could touch and feel their energy.
Чтобы они могли попробовать, потрогать, почувствовать энергетику.
Ukrainian designers are often inspired by world trends, and indeed, it is really impossible to be indifferent to the art collections of Alexander McQueen and Karl Lagerfeld.
Мои личные фавориты, такие, да, как Кристиан Лакруа.
My favorite Christian Lacroix will never stop inspiring me. For me, he's an absolute god in the fashion world.
Это абсолютный бог в мире моды.
And yet, many art designers create collections for catwalks. That is, they design everyday fashion. At the same time, art masters are marked by bold images that stand out on the backdrop, and most often they create a precedent for the emergence of a new trend. But the moment of creativity still leads them to the art style. I want to develop art design in theater. I prefer movies and theater performances, as I believe that only they can fully reveal and show my costumes from different angles.
На полную, так как их можно показать с разных ракурсов.
The most courageous experiments and implementation of unusual ideas make art fashion attractive for designers. In addition to theater, cinema, and show programs, art style is increasingly used for various installations and exhibitions. In Ukraine, artists are becoming active admirers of art collections. They look not only for a designer piece for concerts and clips, but unique clothing that can reflect the idea of their work. Any trend in fashion is a challenge to society, and only art fashion can boast the lack of limits in the process of its creation. Art fashion is not an attempt to create a striking image, rather a moment of emergent art in the fashion world.